Welcome everyone back to Planetary Television. As you might have noticed, I've actually been gone for a while. I've had a lot of other things going on that's kind of been holding me back from doing my planetary updates. And as you probably could tell, I actually have a cold. So please pardon me as I try to endure through this. But in the past couple months, I've actually had the opportunity to do a bunch of things and actually get to see a lot of things. Excuse me. First of all, what was pretty awesome, I don't know if any of you saw it, but the past Persied meteor shower that occurred back on around the 11th. It was pretty awesome. No one really got to see anything until after probably midnight, but even watching through an hour, you got to see at least 13. It was an average of 13 meteors that I got to see. Unfortunately, as I was trying to actually photograph them at the same time, I really didn't get anything. I was pretty bummed, but I did get some awesome other stuff. Number one, Jupiter was out at the same time near the moon, because the moon and Jupiter had recently undergone a conjunction. The conjunction is where a planetary body or a planetary body passes by another planetary body in respect to the viewer. If you were to watch it from the first day, I believe it was on August 11th, and watched it all the way through as Jupiter passed over, you would have actually noticed that Jupiter seemed to pass by the moon throughout the night. But what's actually happening is the moon is actually orbiting around the Earth. It orbits around the Earth every about 29 days, and so what happens is it's every hour it shifts one direction towards it would have been towards the east in its orbit. And so what appeared to be Jupiter passing by the moon is literally the moon orbiting around Earth, and the moon itself is moving. Jupiter is moving, of course, but it's smaller than what we can normally detect in respect to what the moon's doing. So that was also cool. But what I liked was the fact that I got to photograph both Jupiter and the moon at the exact same time. I have an image of the day 1 and day 2 of the conjunction that you'll probably seen right now that I have up. And it was pretty cool. Now the other image is of Jupiter itself. What I use is a Canon DSLR. It's the Canon XT, and I used my 300 zoom lens to zoom way into Jupiter, and I had, I think, about a second exposure. Now the raw image, you really can't see anything. You can see the dot of Jupiter, but using Photoshop, what I did was completely zoom in on the object itself. And surprisingly, once I got the exposure correct, you're able, as you can see it right now, you can distinguish the 4 Galilean moons. If I have the moons correct, from the image that you're seeing right now, on the left side is Io, which is actually the fiery planet. It's volcanic. It's red. If you're seeing the images. Then the next one is Europa. Europa being the icy planet. Star Wars fans would resemble like Hoth, but Europa is the one that suggests to have a liquid ocean water, or liquid water ocean underneath a planetary sheet of ice. And then next in the line of moons is Ganymede. And then on the far right, what Callisto is actually passing behind Jupiter as it orbits Jupiter, it's going to be Callisto. So this was an awesome image that I was able to photograph. This other image is of the moon. It's not the best resolution, but I was able to zoom way in on the moon itself. Now you might notice that the moon is actually a red tint. That's due to the refraction of the sunlight through our atmosphere. It actually gives it a red tint. It's sort of what you would see during a lunar eclipse, where the light of the sun is passing behind us, and then the shadow of Earth is cast on the moon, but with the refracted pollution in the atmosphere, giving like an orange tint on the moon. So that was some awesome stuff. But the other stuff I wanted to talk about is the change in how I'm going to do planetary television. It's been suggested by people that the single episodes go too long. There's too much stuff, and they go too long. Sure, they're only 10 minutes, but again, most people who watch videos, their attention span is pretty short. We would hope that they're longer, but they're short. So the new formats are each of the specific news release episodes are going to be single shows. Each show is going to talk about one thing. Once that thing's over, the video is going to be published. So that gives individuals the ability to concentrate the responses or anything from just that information. So if anyone ever has any questions about what I'm talking about, what you see, where I had gotten my information from, where they can get the images, the resources, and all that from, please feel free to either comment on that respective video, or go ahead and send me an email to planetarytv@gmail.com, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Any of the good questions, I might go ahead and use them on one of my next episodes. So let me know if you want if you want your name to be revealed. Otherwise, I'll have you as anonymous. So I'd like to thank you for tuning in, and hopefully those of you with the longer attention spans are still listening to me. Oh, I also wanted to thank all of you guys who seemingly have been subscribing to the Planetary TV Twitter. It's at www.twitter.com/planetarytv. In a whole week, I've had like 15 people subscribe to my to the Planetary TV Twitter. So thank you for those of you who are listening and who are also people part of my Twitter. And if you're not part of the Twitter, go ahead and visit my Twitter page and join up. And basically what it is every time I release a new episode, or every time there's a new release of information, I immediately send it directly to Twitter. This includes the lunar reconnaissance orbiter that had launched to Mars, or to the moon. I was releasing information minute by minute as to the stages of the rockets, the current location of the spacecraft, and all that. So please feel free to go ahead and join my Twitter. Again, if you have any questions, email me at planetarytv@gmail.com, or leave a comment, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Again, thank you all for joining me for this brief update on everything that's been happening with me, and please look forward to some new episodes coming about with the most recent news on space exploration. And thank you very much. And always remember, keep looking up.